Hey everybody, this is Nemo, and in today's Prestashop video, we will see the CSV import tool in Prestashop 1.6. I know we already have a video on Prestashop 1.4, but since that's quite outdated by now, it's better to recap and see how to do this in the latest Prestashop version. So we will not cover all of the entities that can be imported using CSV, but instead, we will go through the most important ones more in depth, which are products and combinations. So first off, what is the CSV import tool and why is it useful? Well, you will have certainly noticed how long it takes to add data manually, and this can really slow you down in the process of launching a new store. Say you need to publish hundreds of products, but have to add each piece of information manually, one by one, upload images as well. And even worse, maybe these products have variations called combinations Prestashop. So different colors or sizes, for example. And doing everything manually is not only time consuming, but also a bit daunting, I think. So that's why Prestashop has a built-in import tool that can help us simplify the process. So this especially comes in handy if you already have a CSV, which, if you don't know, stands for comma separated values of your supplier. If not, we will shortly see how to make one ourselves. So let's hop to the CSV import tool page, which can be found under Advanced Parameters, CSV Import. First off, here at the very top, we can learn more about CSV on Wikipedia by clicking the link here. And I opened the page already, so there is a whole lot of information you can read if you want to learn more about CSV. And then the first link refers to the official Prestashop documentation on the CSV import tool, which of course you can read to have some extra information after this tutorial. So back to the Prestashop page. Below that, we can choose the type of entity we want to import. And this can be, as you can see here, categories, products, combinations, customers, addresses, manufacturers, suppliers, or alias. Now, this might be a bit confusing. This is for a search. I will not dive deep into what the aliases are, since it's a bit outside of the scope of the video. So if you want to get more information about this, just check out the official documentation. Then, of course, we can select a CSV file to import. Now, we can upload a file or choose from the ones which were uploaded already, since I have made quite a bit of testing for the video. Then below that, language. Prestashop can only import one language at a time, so we have to make sure we have a CSV for each our shop supports. This ISO whatever thing, I would always leave this to no, unless you specifically know your CSV has been encoded like that, ISO A859-1, which is a special type of encoding. Below, again, field separator. This is used to separate the various fields. And yeah, they're called comma separated, but Prestashop uses semicolon to split different entities, such as product ID, name, or description. Where is the comma used? Well, as you can see below here, as multiple value separator. And this is used, for example, to separate multiple categories or tags or images. Of course, in case you have a CS file handy already and it's using different separators because it comes from a manufacturer or supplier or whatever, for example, dashes or pipes, you need to modify these values accordingly. So just bear this in mind. Then below that, we have different options depending on what is selected in the first dropdown. So we will explore these in a second. Then scrolling up on the right hand side, the first box is really the only one we're interested in. And again, depending on the entity we choose in the dropdown, this will change. So it's listing all of the fields supported by the object type. And categories being what I currently have selected, I can see a CS file with category data can contain for each row the ID, whether the category is active or not. Name, parent category, a root category, which is basically 0, 1 value, depending on which the category will be set as root. Description, metas, friendly URL, image URL, and lastly the shop ID, but we can ignore this last one in case we're not using the multi-store option. Then here in the very last box, we can find some useful CSV examples we can download. And I actually did it already, so let's have a look at, for example, sample folder. Let's have a look at the products one. I should probably shrink this down a tiny bit. Wow. So here it is. All right. So what the heck is that? You might be thinking. Well, this is how a CSV looks in a normal text or a code editor, since it's basically a bunch of strings separated by semicolons and commas. So if you really have to create your own CSV, I strongly suggest you get a more structured editor, such as a spreadsheet editor, for example, like on Windows Excel, for example. Actually, I found quite a good free one named CSV Buddy, which I also recommend. So let's open the file up with that. So it's this one. You can find it on Google. It's free. All right. So products import, open, and okay, we can use the standard options for now. So load. All right. So immediately you can see it's a tiny bit clearer than before. Each field is a single column, so that's pretty easy to understand what each of them contains. Then, since I'm kind of happy with the data here, I just want to point out something about images. If you want to import images as well, make absolutely sure they are currently hosted somewhere online and they can be accessed. So try accessing them by URL if you're not sure of that. In this example only, I have them locally, and that's okay since I'm running the site on my computer as well. However, this will not work for a live site, so it means you need to upload all of your images somewhere first, unless your supplier provides you links. If you, of course, want Prestashop to be able to add them and grab them. If they're not, you can simply create a new folder, for example, in your web space and add them there. Say your site is mysite.com, you create a folder inside the root named images or pictures and add them to it. Then in the CSV file, you should simply reference to them like, for example, let's very simple, like HTTP, oops, not 3 T's. So mysite.com/images/picture, for example, .jpeg or whatever the format is. Right, so knowing that, let's try adding my own, which I saved inside my local folder. So first off, I will get rid of useless rows here, so late rows. And then we'll try to find the image. Might take me a while. So let's see, where is the image? All right, so image URL. And let me just, okay, this is the one. Now I have my URL saved already, of course, since I prepared it. So this is the one. Okay, I don't know if you can see it because it's a bit out of screen. Let's see if I shrink down the window. I can't. But there is a small save button here, so it should be easy to save new data. All right, so there it is. Now, another note on categories, although, let me just find them back here. So categories here. Although we can add multiple categories, the first one will be used as default for new products. So make sure you use category names matching exactly. No different punctuation, spaces, or whatever, or case sensitivity issues. Otherwise, new categories will be created instead of having the product bound to existing ones. Now, I think I will also get rid of the ID, and I will explain why in a second. All right. So let's save the file here. Save. Okay, and I will save it as import tut, for example. Save. All records. Always make sure you save all records. All right. Then let's go back to our Prestashop here. So first off, we need to select products above as entity. So products. Then let's upload our file here. So it was import tut, and I need to move this window out of the way. All right. Okay, so it was instant since I'm on my local host. And lastly, let's scroll down a bit. Let's have a look at the options we skipped before. So the first one will, as the label suggests, erase all products you have in your store. So this means killing all previous order data as well in case you don't replace them with the same products. Of course, this is highly not recommended unless, of course, you have a very specific reason to do it. Use product reference as key. By default, Prestashop will use the ID field to match already existing products, and if an existing ID is found, product data will be replaced with a CSV one. For example, if you have a product with ID 8 and name blouse, but upload a CSV with ID 8 and name shirt, then the blouse product's name will become shirt. So it's pretty easy to understand. Skip thumbnails generation. If this is set to yes, Prestashop will not try to generate images for all sizes at the time you import. And this is definitely useful if you want to drastically cut down the importing time. So of course, you can generate images later. So I really recommend you leave this set to yes every time. Lastly, an option strictly related to the one I mentioned above, the second one. Basically, if this is left as it is, you should not be able to replace products using IDs. Instead, the upload should only generate new ones. And I am specifically using should because it doesn't really work in this version for some reason. So that's why I got rid of the ID before. So all right, we're ready to proceed, I think, unless I forgot something. Let's hit next step. So this next screen is really important as we need to match each of the CSV columns to Prestashop fields. And it's not usually necessary to give it a particular configuration if you use the sample files as a starting point, as I did, but it's absolutely fundamental if you have your own CSV file. So let's just check them, just make sure they match, and they seem to be matching for now. All right. Oops. Condition, customizable. Okay. They seem to be all good. Let's go back to the beginning. ID. Okay. Now, particular mention should be made about features, and I think I saw them here somewhere. Probably. There are so many fields, but let's see if I can find them. Written tags, so I might be missing them for real. Okay, features here. So as you can see in the drop down here, this field needs the following configuration: name, column value, column position, column customized. And of course, you have to make sure names and values match once more exactly as the ones you have in your shop already, depending on the language you choose. Otherwise, again, as categories, new ones will be created instead. Then, of course, in case we have our own CSV and we have to match these columns manually, all of them, which might be honestly a bit time consuming at the beginning, we should better save a data matching configuration here. So I will not do this now since it's the very default one. And then below that, I can choose how many lines to skip, which basically has the only purpose of not trying to load data from the first X number of lines of the CSV, like in this case, as it's, of course, the header. So we should be all good, I hope. So let's hit import. All right. Okay. Seems it ran smoothly. And if any error occurs, it will be notified here at the top. So the most common one is the image not being imported. So once more, make sure you check out the image URL, any eventual permission and such. Ideally, having images located on the very same server might save you the trouble with, as I said, permissions. So okay, so our product has been imported. So let's have a look and see if it really was important. All right, here it is. It's called iBanano, and it's a guy with a yellow t-shirt, but okay, it's been imported. But now, what if we want to add a variation of this product? Say, for example, we sell different colors of it. Let's pretend this iBanano is actually a t-shirt. So in this case, we need combinations. And importing combinations with CSV might be a tiny bit tricky. So let's see how to do it. I have a sample file locally, so let's load it up in CSV buddy. And it's combinations import, this one, I think, right? So let me close this one. Actually, let's exit CSV buddy first. So CSV buddy, run, and let's open up, load the combinations import. Open. Now, before doing anything else, there is something I want to point out. In this particular case, we need an extra column, which is product reference, because the example file does not match the default template perfectly. So let's add this as a last column. It's not strictly needed in case you're wondering, but saves us the time to match, all other columns later. So I will use, in this case, you might need to do it differently depending on your editor. So I will add it as the last one. We'll call it pref. Okay, load, and we should have a pref empty field at the end. Okay, now we'll set it as second field. So order fields pref. Let me take it back as second. Pref was with capital P, I think. All right. So as you can see now, pref is the very second field. So now, as you can see, we got plenty of data here. Let's get rid of most of it, apart from maybe the first two late rows. And first off, in our column data, we have the product ID. And this is very important to know which product we are adding combinations for. So we want to do it for our new t-shirt. So let's have a look at the catalog. It was ID 8. All right, so in CSV buddy, I will modify this. 8. All right. Then we have the attribute name. And this is what makes up the combinations. You can either use existing attributes or new ones. And of course, in this case, again, they will be created and added as attributes in Prestashop. So I want the first one to be a size L green and the second one to be a size S red. Here is how they work. In the first column, I add each attribute group, here, this one, together with its type, separating multiple values with comma. And with multiple values, I mean multiple groups. So in this case, we have the color and the disk space only. Then for values, which is this one, the next one, we have again the same pattern, but only two entities, value and position. So as you can see here, we have color and disk space, and here we have blue, which is color, and disk space, which is gigabytes. So let's change the color to, actually, why don't we keep one blue? Okay, let's keep one blue. And the other one, it's gonna be, as I said, green. and it's green. What did I say? L, was it? Green L. This save button keeps getting covered, sorry. Save, and then let's edit this one as well. So why don't we leave it as blue? S. Okay. And I'm using values that I know are already stored inside Prestashop, all right? So, save. Next up, supplier reference. Well, this is not exactly fundamental, but reference, the other one, is. Because this is the field that will be used as unique identifier to modify existing combinations. So, if you already have a size L green, you might want to change its details by leaving this field as it is. Otherwise, again, change this one and new attributes combinations will be added. Images. Let's find images, and here they are. Once more, each combo can have multiple images, but I will only add one in this case, so I will reuse my previous one as well. I hope the bottom one is the green one. Yep. So this is the green one. Save. And I'm going to use once more that yellow t-shirt. This one. The other one is a green t-shirt. All right. Save. Great. So I think we're good to go. I hope we're good to go. So, all right. So I will call it import tut. And I will save it. Okay, all records again. All right, should have been saved. So let's go back to advanced parameters, CSV import. And now we need, of course, to change the entity we want to import, and this is combinations now. Let's change the file upload, our new one. So combinations import tut. All right. So we do not want to delete all combinations. We do not want to use the product reference as key, and I will go to the next step then. Okay, I think all of the fields are, oops. Well, okay, I hit import already. I think I made a small mistake. So attribute ID attribute group is empty. Let's have a look here. What did I do here? I'm leaving this since it happens quite often, and it seems to color this space seems to be okay. A blue, green. What is it saying? Property attribute group position. So color. So this is position is the third one, and for some reason it is not happy with it. Let's have a look at attributes. So catalog attributes. So color disk space, it seems to be okay. And sometimes Prestashop is just naughty and spawns errors without reasons. Let's go ahead and see if our product has been actually updated. So catalog products. Okay, let's see. Combinations. Okay. No matter the error we got, these combinations have been, oh right, see how dumb I am, I forgot to change disk space to size. So okay, it doesn't matter now, but as you can see, we got an error because disk space does not have an S value, and apparently it got mixed up with the current values, which are, let's see which they are. Right, 16 gigs and 8 gigs. Now we also have a large and small disk space. Okay, this is not really precise as quantity, but okay, at least I think we got through the process. All right, we got our a tiny bit weird t-shirt with disk space imported, so I think this is everything for today's video. And if you have other questions, feel free to get in touch at nemo@nemops.com or post in the official forum board of Prestashop at prestashop.com/forum. All right, as always, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.